Hi, this is Molly Hagan, and I'm going to be reflecting on Brene Brown's podcast featuring Dr. Perry and Oprah Winfrey, promoting their book or further discussion on the book that they released entitled What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing. Of course, I found the podcast to be very entertaining and fascinating, with a lot of just dense with a lot of takeaways. To stick to the discussion, post questions. I did take the ACE exam, and I printed out a copy because it's such a golden nugget right now. I'm a big fan of Nadine Harris's work that she's currently doing in California as far as trying to make this questionnaire a regular routine part of pediatric checkups with patients. And she's doing a lot in California to promote that, to try to raise early awareness pre-crisis as the children get older, and try to really focus on what are the traumas that are affecting the children when they come in to see the pediatric doctor, physician. And how can we address these now? Anyway, so big fan of that. Very excited to. I can't remember if I'd gotten my hands on it before, but I did appreciate being able to finally take this exam questionnaire. I fortunately score low on it based on the my intersectionalities. I was raised in a middle class home. We did not experience any food crisis or food insecurities or housing insecurities. We were financially stable, and for the most part, it was a pretty emotional childhood where I was able to develop at a natural, safe level, which I think plays a big role in me in my young adulthood and till present, being able to provide that same stability for my children and myself personally. I did experience, and I liked how Dr. Perry emphasized that childhood school isolation can create traumas, and he referred more to racial or having racial disparities in schools, or disabilities, or more apparent isolating experiences as also equating to a childhood trauma. Mine is not that, but I did experience a lot of isolation, which possibly could explain for some of my my own adolescent challenges. But I think based on my low ACE score and early childhood development, I was able to recover from that, and as a young adult, carry on in a, for the most part, stable manner. I don't have too much practice work yet. I do obviously have encountered people that have had would score higher on the ACE questionnaire. And I definitely appreciate, instead of judging them or judging future clients as what happened to you or what's wrong with you, instead approaching it with the title of the book, What Happened to You. It definitely would play a role in approaching future clients as I become a practicing social worker, and help them to address and recognize these traumas, kind of follow the breadcrumbs back to from a current challenge that they may be experiencing, and trying to help them identify where this might be coming from, if it does seem to relate to an early childhood trauma, and then help them unpack that and work through it, look at it, and find ways for them to recover from it and in present time incorporate self-care and things, bring awareness of what they need or needed as a child, and how ways that we can fulfill that today, um, to help them grow in their lives and overcome their challenges. Yeah, they talked about so much. Relationships are a great agent of change. Loneliness, I learned that loneliness is a better predictor of early death. I didn't know loneliness was so vital, or such a threat to humanity, but they emphasized a lot on, or they spoke a lot on the social aspect of our need to feel appreciated and belonging to our society. I like Oprah. She, I don't know if she coined this, but she mentioned post-traumatic wisdom, which is what she experiences today. We're all pretty familiar with a lot of the traumas that she's shared with the world, that she's gone through, but she kind of rephrased it as the traumas she experienced that happened to her is transformed into something that happens for her, and it helped make her more empathetic, compassionate, understanding towards other people. I also enjoyed the definition when they went over what is trauma. One of them was Dr. Bernie Brown, or Bernie Brown was at a conference, and she was talking about the balloon example, and how trauma, so she pulled a colleague up from the audience and popped the balloon, and somebody says, so is that trauma? And she says, no, but are you okay? Or is it okay with you, with her colleague who was now sitting on the stage in front of the audience? Is it okay if I tie your hands and feet behind your back and then pop the balloon again? And the colleague became kind of overwhelmed with emotion and displayed the fear of being so powerless and something scary happening. And that was a great example of what trauma is, and a great example to explain to somebody who hasn't really been through traumatic, capital T, traumatic experiences. So I really enjoyed, there was a lot of takeaways. I definitely have a better visualization on how to incorporate this into my personal future practice as a social worker, how to respect traumas that my clients may have experienced, and how to walk them through it, trauma-informed care, how to help them, as I said, unpack what all is going on with them and the experiences that they carry, and help them identify and find ways to deal with them so that they hopefully stop hindering their lives and they're able to break free from the post-traumatic experiences or stress that they may still be carrying. Alrighty, so hopefully I answered all the questions right. Thank you for this opportunity, and take care.